好 testing。好，各位同事，嗱，我哋咧就係
Members, it's already 4 p.m. This is the Welfare Services panel. First, we have to elect the chairman. Please be reminded, in accordance with ROP 77.6, a member who is the chairman or deputy chairman of a related government advisory body, then he shall not be the chairman or deputy chairman of this panel. ROP 77.7 also states that a member shall not be chairman or deputy chairman of more than one panel at the same time. In the morning and before 4 p.m., we've elected chairman and deputy chairman of some colleagues, and if you have nominated one who is already elected, the secretariats will remind us. For members who are candidates in other panels but if the election procedures are not yet completed, they are still entitled to be nominated to be chairman or deputy chairman. But of course, whether you want to nominate them is up to you. All right, nominations for the chairman. A valid nomination should be made by one proposer with one seconder with the acceptance of the member concerned. Dr. Kwok Ka-ki, I nominate Shiu Ka-jun. Any seconder? Mr. Wu Chi-wai, do you accept Mr. Shiu? I do. Any other nominations? I'll count up to 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. No other nominations. I declare Mr. Shiu Ka-jun elected chairman of the panel. Please take the chair.
呢個冇飲過。好，多謝大家。
Thank you very much. We now proceed to the election of the deputy chairman for the Welfare Services panel. A valid nomination has to be made verbally by one member to be seconded orally by at least one other member, and has to be accepted by the nominated member as well. Dr. Nana Wong, I nominate Mr. Kwong Chun-yu. Any seconder, please? Mr. Lim Chuk-ting seconds. Mr. Kwong Chun-yu, do you accept the nomination? I do, Chairman. Any other nominations? So I'll count up to 3. 1, 2, 3. I see no other nominations. So Mr. Kwong Chun-yu, I declare Mr. Kwong Chun-yu elected ipso facto the deputy chairman of the panel. Schedule of meetings. The schedule of meetings for 2016-17. Yes, Dr. Kwok Ka-ki. Please switch on the microphone. Yes, I agree to the dates, but before we deal with that, I want to ask for a special panel meeting ASAP to deal with a case involving home for the disabled. Because the next meeting will be too far away, so I suggest that we have a meeting next week ASAP to deal with the issue. And we should also invite related deputations to the meeting. This is intolerable. First, the licensing system is very problematic, and there's been 2 sexual assault cases of inmates of the Home for the Disabled. And I suggest we convene a meeting ASAP to discuss that, okay? Mr. Kwong Chun-yu, Regarding the case involving that home for the disabled, I urge that we have a special meeting ASAP. There should be no delay, as at midnight we have secured the signatures of 100,000 members of the public showing their great concern for the matter. And I think this has struck a raw nerve on the part of the public. Well, because the victims are really in a disadvantaged position, and there may be many similar incidents taking place without our knowledge. So I urge that we convene a meeting ASAP so that we can have a more transparent licensing system for people to monitor. We urge the administration to respond to this issue ASAP so as to address the concerns of the public. So please make some arrangements ASAP. Dr. Fernando Cheung. Thank you, Chairman. I support Dr. Kwok Kai-ki and Mr. Kon Chun-yu. We should convene a special meeting ASAP to discuss this issue. Because the whole thing is still evolving, and I think we should review and amend the relevant mechanism and regulations ASAP to prevent repetition. And we should also conduct a public hearing to receive views from stakeholders. Dr. Anna Wong, I hope that the panel can follow up on several matters. First, a policy for support of carers, and secondly, Item 17 of our list, child care services. And I hope that the administration can brief us on the progress of the consultancy study on child care services. And then monitoring of private homes for the elderly. Item 3, review of the RCGs. We should urge the administration to tell us how we can regulate RCGs and to improve the quality of service. And the supply of subvented places in RCGs and also the standards. We may also have to deal with Item 17 planning for social welfare services. We should ask the administration to give us account of how the indicators are set. Thank you. If you don't mind, I deal with the proposal to convene a special meeting first. 3 members have asked for a special meeting to be convened ASAP. So may I ask members present? The case may be related to the AGLS panel. So should we convene a joint panel meeting to discuss it? Ms. Tanya Chen. Chairman, I agree. First, the case involves a decision by the Department of Justice, and related guidelines already dated may have to be reviewed. So you may have to discuss with the chairman of the AGLS panel, because the matter has attracted great public concern, and I suggest we deal with it ASAP. Okay? All right, we'll try to convene a special meeting next week. If possible, we'll have a joint meeting with AGLS panel. If not, we'll do it on our own. Dr. Fernando Cheung. I'd just like to remind members that all our panels have a large membership. For a joint panel meeting, the quorum will be quite considerable, and I think it's not easy to achieve a quorum. So, Chairman, you may want to consider some flexibility, whether we should have a joint panel meeting or separately. Ms. Tanya Chen. Can the Secretary explain? Because for a joint panel meeting, we are talking about adding up the membership of panel A and panel B, and the quorum is 1/3 of the sum. Have I understood correctly, or can members with overlapping membership be offset? Yes, the quorum of a joint panel meeting will involve members of both panels, and if there is overlapping membership, then we only count that member once. Mr. Alvin Young, we should also deal with the needs of SENs, children with special education needs. Perhaps we can also have a joint panel meeting with the education panel. Thank you. Mr. Young, we will deal with the arrangements for our next meeting first. Mr. Charles Mock. So the WS panel is lucky to have a smaller membership. We do not have 59 members or 69 members like other panels. And the alternative is for the WS panel to convene its own special hearing or public hearing, and members from other panels who are interested can join. And I think it is okay. Those who care for this matter will still come to attend the meeting. And the only difference is you won't have to chair you don't have to share the chair with another member. Thank you. So the question is whether we should have a joint panel meeting or have it on our own and invite other members to join us if they so wish. So any more comments on the proposal to convene a special meeting next week? And what proposals for our discussion in the coming year? Ms. Tanya Chen has proposed one, and also Ms. Alvin Young talked about SENs. Mr. Raymond Chen, review of the living allowance for the elderly. At first, we're told that would be subsumed into the CSSA, but now we're told that the income and asset limit will be relaxed. Is number 19 of the outstanding list. Thank you. Usually we'll have a meeting with the secretary to work out the work plan for the whole year. So I will pressurize the secretary on this matter. Any other suggestions? Also like to talk about the amendment to the social worker registration ordinance. It was enacted more than a decade ago. There are loopholes, and we may want to rediscuss issues such as registration and disqualification. Right. For November, the administration has got two suggestions for us. First, adjustment of CSSA and Social Security scheme and the allowances, and also the rent subsidy scheme under the Social Security plan, and third, elderly services plan. Two suggestions from the administration.
The third stage of the elderly services plan has started yesterday. There will be 18 consultation forums, and when that is done, and there will be a final report in April next year. And that would affect the elderly services up to 2030. Any other views? So we will, if not, then we will discuss these two items. AOB. No AOB. So meeting adjourned. I will try to arrange a meeting next week.